What? Your disk is almost full? Ah. I get that message all the time on my laptop. Not a surprise. But when I saw that on my wife's iMac with a 1 terabyte hard drive, I knew we had a problem. Fear not! OpenMediaVault to the rescue! Over the years, I've tried a lot of different solutions for backing up computer files. It's usually been some form of external hard drive. Cloud solutions like Google Drive or iCloud or Carbonite, they work, but they're pretty expensive. And I'm cheap. So in looking for solutions for our full hard drive problem, I ran into OpenMediaVault. I've only been using it for a week or so, but so far it seems to be working pretty well. Let me show you how to set it up. You're going to need a few things: Raspberry Pi, SD card, and a power supply for the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi does have a Wi-Fi chip, but for some reason I can't get OpenMediaVault to use it, so you'll need an Ethernet cable and you'll need a directly wired connection to your home network. Of course, you'll need whatever hard drive solution you want. You can use just a thumb drive with a few gigabytes and stick that in there. The Raspberry Pi has 4 USB ports, so you can connect up to 4. Actually, I guess you could connect more if you put a USB hub there. You don't want to draw too much power from the USB ports on the Raspberry Pi, so if you're going to get big hard drives, it's best to use the kind that have an independent power supply. So first thing you're going to do is download OpenMediaVault. The link you want is where it says here. Choose the image for a Raspberry Pi. Once you've got the OpenMediaVault disk image, you'll need to write it to your SD card. I use a program called piFiller. There are a lot of other programs you can use that will do the same thing. Once your SD card is prepared, you can set up your Raspberry Pi. Connect the hard drives to the Raspberry Pi USB ports, connect your Ethernet cable, and finally, you're ready to plug in your Raspberry Pi and fire it up. Once your Pi is up and running, you're going to need to go to your router and find the IP address, your internal IP address for the new Raspberry Pi. It probably will show up as Raspberry Pi. When you have the IP address of the new Raspberry Pi, just put that into your browser and it will take you directly to this initial login screen. The first time you start OpenMediaVault, log in as admin with the password OpenMediaVault, all lowercase letters, just like this. Now you're in. Okay, this is where you set up OpenMediaVault. But it's not where you access the files that you'll be storing on your hard drives. OpenMediaVault has a lot more capabilities than I'm able to understand or use. Here's my simple setup. First thing you're going to want to do is change the admin password. That's always a good idea. Next, go to File Systems, and you should see a list of the hard drives that you connected to the Raspberry Pi. You'll need to mount each of these hard drives by selecting it and then clicking Mount. You need to create a user, give it a name and a password, and then under the Groups tab, just select this so you get access to all the groups. Then apply and it'll restart. Now create a shared folder. Click Add, give it a name. Under Device, you select the drive you want to use, and under Path you can select a folder that's already on the drive. Here you can make it read-write or read-only. Now under Privileges, you give your new user access to that folder. To be able to see these files on your home network, you want to enable Samba, which is SMB. Under Shares, you add the shared folder you created. I set this to only guests so I don't have to put in a password. Now you should be able to find the shared folders in Mac Finder or in your Windows Explorer. In order to access your files from outside your home network, you can install the OpenVPN plugin. Mine looks a little different here because I already have it installed. As far as VPNs go, it's probably easy, but setting up a VPN is kind of painful for somebody that doesn't have a lot of technical experience. Part of that pain is going to be forwarding ports in your router. This process is unique for every different router. You won't need to change any of the settings on this page, but remember you'll have to forward port 1194 and the protocol is UDP. You'll also need to set up a fixed public address for your home network. There are a few ways to do this, and that's a whole nother video in itself. Try something like noip.com or duckDNS, or contact your internet service provider and see if they will let you have a static IP address for your network. Now in the Certificates tab, you can create a certificate that your VPN client will need to connect to your OpenVPN server on OpenMediaVault. Click Download Certificate and it will create a zip file. When you open that zip file, the files that you need to load into your VPN client will be right there. All that's left now is to install an OpenVPN client on whatever device you're going to use to connect to your OpenMediaVault. I use one called TunnelBlick. When you get your client installed, follow the instructions on how to set up the VPN and upload your certificate. If you're lucky, all you'll have to do is drag and drop the OVPN file onto your client icon. I was hoping to be able to share some files with friends and family, but there's no way I can ask them to set up a VPN. Okay, that's it. All done. I think for me, it's a pretty good solution for how to back up some files that, get huge and really start bogging down. I'm not sure it's the last remotely accessible home storage solution that I'll try, because I would still like to be able to more seamlessly access my files at home when I'm somewhere else. This can do that, but it's not as slick as I'd like it to be. As always, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them or do my best. I'm far from an expert on OpenMediaVault. I got it up and running, so there's that. Adios.